All right.
Let's.
We are back.
7 seconds. And
7 seconds and an intro. I love these guys. I love these girls. I love these girls. Where they from?
That a computer. Let's talk about the fine person.
Whoa, hello everyone. Welcome to EUGE, an inside look at chasing a dream. I am Eugene Kinney. My co-host, yes I am.
How are you?
My co-host to the right, Mr. Chuck Roy.
That's me.
How are you? We
I'm well.
We are comics here in Denver, Colorado, and
we revealed our guests, but we're not going to reveal.
We're not going to reveal for a
Just
second because we want to talk
right
now about us.
I liked her set.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk about her set.
We have it on tape.
Dude.
Is what I love the most about her set.
I'm telling you. I mean, I like that a lot myself.
We've considered we might have to warn you.
Well, Chuck
footage.
I don't think that we're going to have to. You think? What do you think?
It's scary.
It's not. It's scary.
I was terrified.
It's scary to have to watch.
The moment we have on tape,
it's even more.
It's terrifying.
It's even more terrifying for our guests.
Yes.
You're right. It is. It was terrifying. We were both in the room.
Yes.
We saw it happen.
This is going to be so fun.
This was the Friday night. Okay. This was at the Friday night showcase. At Ari's Tavern this past Friday. It was very good.
And you were able to videotape.
Yeah, and we videotaped
with the whole system.
We videotaped our guest. You want to?
Do you want to bring in the guest? I wanted to tease it a little.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you were gonna.
Let's see the other shot. We have the neat shot of you.
Yeah, I like. We got new cameras. What do you think of this jacket? I like it. This looks good on camera. I like that.
Tell them a little bit about the show while I try to find.
Well, you're watching EUGE, an inside look at chasing a dream. We talk to young, up-and-coming comics. We try to either, sometimes try to mentor young comics, or we try to talk to young comics and just get to know comics in general. I don't think that we recognize that there's a problem. Most of the time, you don't get to see a comedian until you see them on a show. You don't really know what's going on with them.
We get up in your grill.
We get all up in your grill before they're first starting out.
In your grill.
I love this. This is like up my nose. I mean, you can see my nose hairs on this shot.
All right, so
it should be up a little bit more, but that's okay.
Premise of the show.
We'll take care.
There's I'm here. Eugene is here.
Yeah. So
and the girl.
And how was your weekend?
On my weekend,
I
went to Ari's and I did some new material.
I enjoyed that.
And there's a girl at a terrifying and I knew we caught it on tape.
Right.
So I was excited.
And we were very excited to get to talk to you.
Chance to present this.
Right.
I had Saturday night off. Ushered in a terrific flop.
But then you worked on Sunday night. Tell us about Sunday night at the.
I could tell you, I offered the audience a flop.
It was.
Yeah, Daddy's Day.
Daddy's Day.
Now, terrific script, funny material.
What was it? What do you think it was?
I didn't rehearse the crew. I thought we would. I presented it poorly. It was completely on me. I had a hot group that was going to do everything I wanted them to. Moan a lot. Delivered matinee, tried to save every moment that my jokes.
Can you hear me trying to?
I didn't get any laughs. I can hear you trying to not focus on me.
I'm focusing on you. Okay. So you didn't get any laughs. All right.
I don't want to say I was terrible.
First of all,
with it.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. How are you going to not rehearse it?
What do you mean? How are you going to not rehearse it?
You just said it was. You said it was
we wrote it the day before. The people that don't work for me full time. No. It's such an armchair quarterback. Like, why would you throw an interception in the Super Bowl? You fucking idiot.
No.
We didn't rehearse. We met with the script on Saturday.
A moment ago, Chuck was going to take it all on, and then as soon as I question you, Chuck got defensive.
No, I fucking ate you up.
Exactly.
I own it all. We didn't rehearse. There was no time, and
well, why didn't you say that? Why was that such a hard question? Why didn't you rehearse?
It wasn't a hard question.
Then why the attack? Why the attack?
Question.
Why the attack?
Because you softball.
I'm just saying.
Armchair quarterback. I got mad.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. It stings.
All right. So now that we've calmed down a little bit, and we're a little. How you gonna not rehearse it?
What do you mean? How you gonna? What does that mean?
I love this. No, I'm just messing with you, Chuck. I'm just messing with you. So it was an epic fail.
What we did is we had a
first of all, tell the people what you were trying to do. What was the premise?
We said, let's have a show that we don't rehearse. And then we'll go on EUGE and we'll let him badger us about that. Chester is on my side.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
Chester hears us. That's fine.
It's because he hears a badger.
We should have put.
I've been on all weekend. I ate a load. It was terrible.
So what was it supposed to be? It was a premise of a
old school radio show with sound effects and a very funny script and old school radio plays. You read the script and you throw the page, and it's supposed to be fun, but I didn't. Stand up isn't rehearsed.
Right.
So I was like, well, for reading, that'll be good enough. And from just, there wasn't a big crowd. I did a poor job promoting. And so it just carried into terrible, like, if I was an audience member, I guess I'd be happy with it. Like, I went to an art gallery and I didn't like the painting.
But at least I went to an art gallery.
I paid a fair price for the wine and all that, I guess, But yeah, I was like in the middle of it going like, if I could refund these people's money right now.
We could be.
Yeah. But then, you want to dig in and be like, man, I'm going to save this.
Well, yeah, you got to do your show. But yeah, I know you. I called. We talked, and you used the word epic fail. I was like, wow.
And so, if you knew I was that hot then, why would you poke a bear now?
That's the whole premise of the show is that we all do.
Yeah,
we all do.
It hurt.
And my Sunday, I worked Father's Day also.
I'm trying to get to you. I can't. I'm struggling with the mouse today.
Well, hit the camera buttons if you want. But I think you named them so. They're not hidden? Click it. Got you. Okay.
Well, I'll try to operate a mouse. This is like Daddy's Day.
Yeah. What are you trying to turn on?
The
cameras.
That's you.
Oh, okay.
Trying to go to you.
Yeah. And so mine was Saturday. Sunday. Also, we had a show at the old Bohemian Beer Garden in Boulder.
Okay.
Great room. Love the venue. And
Brent Gill.
We had an incident, and Brent Gill, does a marvelous job of booking the room, promoting the room. We were there, and there was a family there that refused to leave the showroom area while they were eating. I mean, they were told at least 40 minutes before the show started that there was going to be a comedy show, and they just refused to leave. And they made a big scene through Brent's set. Brent did 15 minutes, and they were still talking through his set. Had to bring managers out, and it was just. And then the first guy comes up, and he had, the horrible set because he couldn't. The problem was that one of the family members was a 6-year-old girl.
A 6-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave.
And one of the family members was a 6-year-old girl.
Talk to that camera. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. The problem was was a 6-year-old girl, and one of the family members, and they were very upset.
Talking to you.
I'm sorry. I was talking to Chuck, and I was So thank you. We're back. That was totally my fault. I didn't mean to ignore you at all. So anyway,
how you gonna not rehearse?
All right. So it turned out to be a 20-25 minute getting those people out of the showroom incident, and it was just. Anyway, they were talking loud. Management had to come out, and the comics that went up front, they tried to ignore the situation, tried to make fun of the situation, but it's one of those situations where there's really nothing that could be done.
Yeah, sometimes a customer is going to be choose to behave their way.
Right.
Well, what do you do when you're running the show and the person on stage has a complete moment that's utterly terrifying and we have caught on tape?
Well, then we invite that person onto our show. Onto our show.
I'm just checking my hair from the monitor.
And we have tape of that person. We bring that person on immediately after. Let's say 3 days after.
This person.
Yeah.
I brought her in.
How are you?
Hi.
Good to see.
Good to see you.
Girls, play her on. Give her Look at that.
Look at that. Krista Harris?
That's it. Yeah, give her a nice intro.
Did I say that right? Christa Harris? Krista Harris, yes. Welcome. Thank you for doing the show.
Yeah.
And here we are 3 days away from Friday. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Yeah.
How do you feel it went Friday night?
Well, I think at first there, like, frankly, yeah, that was pretty rough. You know, I
Right.
had a moment there,
Uh-huh.
but I think I was able to, you know, kind of pull through that.
Oh
after
yeah,
a minute,
you
know?
definitely did bring it back. You definitely did bring it back. And when we go through the you know, the videos, it is definitely not in any way, you know, it's just instructional. It is just
Yeah.
for other comics, because we have a lot of young comics that come to watch our show. A lot of
What happened?
I'll show you what happened. But first, let's talk. Let's find out who she is.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right. I like
Yeah,
that.
no,
I like
you're.
that.
So
I want to know.
Yeah, I know you. I know you want to
I
see
know
it.
I was there.
I know. So that was the incident, and we're gonna have a look at your. Was that your second set, Heather?
Yeah.
Was that your?
That was my second
What was
set.
your first set?
My first set I did at the Savoy like a couple weeks ago. But
There's a club called the Savoy.
Yeah.
And that's in Denver.
Yeah.
And they have an open mic.
Mhm.
And you went down and did their open mic.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
That actually went better. Like the first set went better, and I thought, well, okay, I can do this, you know. But
Mhm.
I think that in a way sort of gave me like a false sense of security when I went on like the second time. I wasn't prepared for, you know, what happens if I like mess up and
Uh-huh.
lose my place there,
Right.
and kind of where to go from there. But you know, I just knew I had to get through it and keep getting some
Right.
jokes out there. So
Okay.
you know, I did that after like a minute or five. you
So
know.
what brought you to stand-up comedy? I mean, where are you? I mean, tell me about your life. I mean, how old? You look very young. You look like you're young enough I can ask you how old you are.
I'm 24.
24. So you are a baby. You are. Sorry, you are very. You're young. And what brought you to comedy? What?
Well, it's just something that I've always liked, you know, and comedy is something I've always appreciated, and you know, listening to a lot of comics kind of helped me get through some hard times, and you know, look at things from a kind of a humorous point of view and sort of get through them. And
Right.
Which comedians?
Oh, lots of comedians. I really like George Carlin, you know, Richard Pryor, Mitch Hedberg. I also like people like Maria Bamford and
Wow, you got some good ones
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So you like comedy? What got you on stage at Ari's for me to meet you?
well, you know, like it's something that I've really wanted to do for a long time, but I kind of like talked my way out of it for a while. But you know, I decided this is the year I have to, you know, try and actually do that rather than just say, oh, well, maybe someday, because, well, then you just get older, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, you do. I can vouch for that. Older's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Okay. I can definitely tell you that for sure. For sure. Okay. So all right. You're listening to some comics. You're going through some times in your life that aren't quite so.
Well, you know, it wasn't anything too bad. I mean, like, I don't want to like throw myself a pity party or anything like that.
I mean,
But-
we all come at this for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know, just like growing up, I was always like kind of the odd one out, you know. So like, I didn't really know where I fit in, but like watching comedians, I thought, well, you know, that might be the place for me.
Uh-huh.
Like, I like how comedians look at the world.
That's good. I can't tell you how many comic stories start just that way. Is that I didn't fit in where I was at.
Yeah.
I mean, it never occurred to me that anything in that you know you could just tell it wasn't you weren't exactly like everyone else.
Yeah.
I didn't fit in would be a hack premise, except there'd be no other comedian.
Exactly right. That is the hack premise. That is definitely true.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
All right,
Welcome. That
I'm
is,
stoked.
man. We have a scoreboard. We should keep a score.
I would love that. I would love that.
All right. So, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I wanted to know, what did you want to say on Friday?
Well, what I was starting out with is like I just got back from a trip to Texas to see my cousin graduate, and I kind of want to like talk about some of the the cultural differences there. But you know, then I like lost my place, and then it was a moment of silence.
I'll ask my follow-up question.
Mhm.
What kind of jokes do you want to tell?
Well, really anything that's funny, you know, like right now a lot of the stuff that I have written is you know, just kind of things from my experience, and some of it's kind of like just pretty absurd stuff, but some of it's kind of like, you know, self-deprecating stuff, because I feel like it's important to, you know, be able to take a joke about things. But yeah.
Yeah, I noticed
Explain that theory for me. Just one more. You feel it's important to take a joke?
Well, to take you know, jokes about yourself, really, but I also think there's like some power in, like, you know, the things people are going to say about you. Like if you're saying that about yourself, you're making the joke, and if your joke is funnier, that kind of like might take some of the wind out of their sails, you know.
It's just amazing to me how many comic stories are so similar. I mean, they're like that. I mean, a lot of comics in their early life used comedy or humor to either defend themselves or to beat on someone. It was their weapon, and it was their shield. You know, and a lot of the shield part is you can't make fun of me because I'm making fun of me. Mm-hmm. That material's been used. You're going to have to stretch. You know, so a lot of comics. You're absolutely right. The story is so similar to everyone, and it goes back to even, you know, I've been in the business 20 some odd years, and I have the same story. I have pretty much the same story. I went to, you know, I went to a small southern school that was 99.999% white, and humor was my defense. You know, that was what I did, and it was my shield too. You know, don't mess with Eugene because he'll make you look stupid. Yeah. So
I would fill in here, but fat guys can't stretch. I'm on. I'm here.
You're here. Okay. All right. So
you know, it sounds like the girls are playing, and it's the 20-minute warning here. This is the time for our 20-minute break.
Have we done 20 already?
We had 20. The
wow.
girls said they'd come right in.
The girls are just
they're a minute ahead.
I love these girls.
They're hot, and they want to be working.
We're gonna have to end up paying these girls. Are they gonna want money? Hold on, put the girls back on so I can drink my water.
Oh yeah. I brought the girls in. 7 more seconds, girls, please.
Thank you.
What do we say? It's really hot.
So.
It's just the way they like. It's the way you girls like. You jazz it up at the end.
So tell me about your family.
Girls, give her 7 seconds so she can tell us about the family. Sorry.
Well, I grew up like really just with my mom. Like my dad wasn't like involved or anything, because like I wasn't like really planned, you know. And my mom was like, "Well, we'll go with it," and my dad was like, "Well, I don't really want to." So you know, it was just one of those situations. To take responsibility.
But
yeah.
But you seem to have come through that. And,
yeah.
All right. So you were raised by a single mom.
Yeah, and kind of my grandma too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you had a village.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a single only child?
Yeah.
All right. So it's just you. All right. Very cool. And you are from here in Denver, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Been raised here.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So now we know a little. What
are we gonna play?
Yes, I'm telling you, we're about there. Now we know a little bit about your story. Let's have a look at
we can keep teasing. Walk us through how she got on the show, Eugene.
Okay, well, this is actually
for what we're going to see tonight.
On Facebook, I'm friends with a lot of different comics, a lot of different young comics, and I also scour the Facebook page to see what young comics are talking that I don't know. And you were one of the young comics that I saw and that I didn't know. And I reached out to her and said, I wonder if you'd like to be.
Where did you see her?
On Facebook. She was a friend of a friend, and her status said stand-up comic,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
stand-up comedian, and you know,
After one show at the Savoy,
Well, there's a reason I did that though. Like the reason I did that was so
right,
like
resume.
I couldn't like weasel my way out of not doing the open mics and stuff like that. Like if I say I'm a comic,
Okay.
then I have to be a comic. So I didn't want to, you know.
You're a comic. You'll find out. There's no
I think
rule.
there's hair on your mic. There's
There's,
Chris rubbing.
girls, give us like 5 seconds.
We're
please.
All right, so
You gotta let them play out.
They were playing out there.
They were great. Girl, so hot. You're so good over there.
okay, so I reached out and I asked if she wanted to be on the show, and she was gracious enough to come on and do a set, which I wish you'd have told me that it was going to be your second set ever, because not that, I mean, we love that. I mean, our show is created for exactly that. If you are, by the way, if you are a young comic, or you know a new comic, or you know someone who's been thinking about doing stand-up, tune them into this show, send them to us, hit us with an email. We want to put them up on stage. We want to talk to them. This is what we do. We have a stage that is friendly to you, for you, and you know, come on out. Anyway, speaking. So now that I've said it so friendly,
You did it so good.
Yeah.
You want to let? We should play. We captured your set, and we're gonna learn a little bit about your comedy. We're gonna play.
Okay, so this is the
Let's just keep the comedy train on the fast track.
There it
Your
is.
first female
That's a good
comic
introduction.
tonight,
thank you. I did it 7
Christa
times.
Harris, right there. Christa Harris, let's hear it. Hey, girl. Bring it.
Hey, how's it going? It's really good to be here. I just came here from Texas, so it's really good to be here. I got pulled over in Texas because they saw that I had Colorado plates, and they thought, well, you know, there might be something going on with that. There might be a party going on. Let's see what's happening. So. All right, sorry.
So when you started out, you were off the microphone. You were what?
We're gonna play by play. This is awesome.
Okay.
No, do it.
No,
Ask her.
I'm just saying, when you first started out, you were back off the microphone a good what, 8-9 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could tell, you know, I'm sorry, go to me. I could tell, you know, that you had some nerves happening there, and you know, sometimes you want to, in a place like, you know, in a bar setting, you want to establish yourself.
Yeah.
So the quickest and easiest way to establish yourself is volume. The next easiest way to do it, I mean, and it's still volume, is you can either go on top or you can go on bottom. And I tend to, if the person in front of me was up there, when I come up, I'm down here. I'm a totally different act. I'm a totally different style. You know, you're gonna have to lean in and talk and lean in and get my show.
Okay,
You know?
but you a puppy.
So
what was going?
What's
Do
going through
you
your mind?
remember what you wanted to say and what happened when did you blank out or did somebody? What happened to cause you to pause?
Yeah, that's what happened. I kind of blanked out. Like, you know, for some reason I just had a moment of panic, and I kind of like lost my place. And then, you know, it took me a minute to figure out how to like pick that back up.
When someone says some reason to me, I know they've identified the reason and
Yeah.
are probably not revealing it to me. What's
All
the
right.
reason?
Well, I like the reason was actually that like I had a panic attack in it.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
there, on stage.
That's a fair reason.
And we've
That's
all
a
done
great
that.
diagnosis. Like now now we know what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love this. That's why, and I wanted to ask you the questions and find out what was happening. And I'm so glad you're like happy to be talking about this. Okay. And, all right.
So they were like, hey,
So
did you
I'm
know
turning
that
up the
you
mic.
were speeding in a construction zone? And I said, I don't think I've been speeding at all or anything. Like, Yeah, I don't think the construction zone has even been constructed, and yeah, we're gonna move on from that. So,
keep going.
Okay, so that's.
So,
All right, here it is. This has got to be horrifying.
Just in case y'all want to know what bombing looked like, I mean, yeah, they're.
I didn't know how it was going to
Try to make a joke.
I can tell you exactly what was happening in the showroom right now. They're not mad at you.
They're hoping for you. I am standing there.
That's what I like about that crowd there.
Everybody is just.
So I went to the doctor the other day, and they were like looking at my chart, right? And they said, well, it looks like you're pretty overweight now. And I said, well, if you need a chart to tell me that, I'm frankly not sure if I want you to be my doctor, you know. And they were like, well, no, you really have gained some weight, though. And I said, well, don't I usually do that, you know? And so they were like, you really got to do something about this, though. You really got to do something about this if you want this to be a long life. So I did. I like Pillsbury Doughgirled my way on over to the track to do some running. And well, I'll be honest, it wasn't running. It was jogging. Jogging, kind of, you know. I did sit down a lot. I do like to sit. I think you can look at me and say, you know, that's a girl who likes to sit. And the people there were actually like really encouraging, but kind of in a passive-aggressive way, you know. They were like, hey, you looked really good out there. You looked like a retired bodyguard who turned into a fast food critic. I mean, yeah, that was something. And I said, yeah, I'm glad you enjoy like the 6-pack of rolls, you know. And then there was someone else who said, you know you can run faster than that, right? Like, you know you can run faster than that. So I did, because I really like to avoid confrontation. And so, yeah, I ran a little faster. And after that, I went out to eat because, you know, why not sabotage what I just did, right? And so, yeah, the check came and they were like, do you want anything else to eat? And I said, well, I'm not sure if a second helping of dessert is strictly necessary. But then they were like, oh, come on, girl, you know you can eat more than that. So I did. I like to avoid confrontation. And, yeah, so there's the balance. Let's see, what else? As you may have been able to tell from a little earlier, I'm like a really shy person, and you know, sometimes people will come up to me and say, you know, I don't think I've met anyone shyer than you are, like, and it almost makes them kind of nervous, because you'll see people on the news and they'll do something crazy, like they'll torch a place and they'll, you know, interview the neighbors about it, and they'll say, well, she was a really quiet person, you know, she mostly kept to herself. So, you know, you gotta look out for those quiet people. So then I'll get people, you know, knocking on my door saying, hey, Krista, you know, how you doing? We're good, right? We're good. How's that medication working out for you? Good? Like,
fix that autophone.
Zoloft is good? Yeah. All right, just making sure. And you don't have a problem with me, right? No? Okay, good, good. Yeah.
You're getting laughs out of me. That's for sure.
So that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging in there.
God bless you.
Krista Harris, right there. Yeah.
You're so happy.
That's me. I am. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. And then I come on and she tells me that it was only her second set.
Yeah. That was your second set.
Yeah, only her second set ever.
You identified exactly who you are and why that happened. all while you know
That's,
you quantifiably stuck in and saved your own set.
yeah, you did.
That's a lot of hustle.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. You were. You're very welcome.
No lie. No lie.
Easy to say.
There were many times where you could have just stopped. Many times. where you could
The
have just
whole
stopped.
crowd wanted
And you did not.
You
Everybody.
wanted us as people who are at REs all the time, the veterans in the room. People were looking to us to solve your problem for you. You know, people were terrified for you. Eugene's wife
Yeah.
was searching for him to be like, what are you going to do?
What are we
Yeah.
going to do here?
And I don't know what the circumstances were that led Eugene to not intervene, because I was looking to him to go, when you want to throw in the towel on this one, boss, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I'm worried, like, we got taped that people would be like, no, don't stop, you know. It sucks to be up there in the middle of a panic attack. Like, why didn't you come help me? Oh, but you really, you dug in there.
You
and
did.
You saved it all on your own. Like,
That was really cool.
what'd that feel like?
Oh, that was actually pretty cool. Like, I just figured, you know, I didn't want to go out like that, so
Right.
I was like, I'm just gonna stand here and I'm gonna stay here until I figure this out.
Right. So what's in your head in that dead time? What are you searching for the next joke, or are you lost completely? What's in your head there?
I was I was kind of searching for the next joke, but then it was like I was in the middle of panicking, so my brain was like, well, I can see where this is going. I can't be here.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. All right.
How often do you get panic attacks? Is it something you've ever been diagnosed with? Or
Yeah.
Are you self-diagnosed? Or
No, I actually went and they said that I had panic disorder. So
I think you've been eloquent about it, so I have a feeling you know yourself. And
Yeah.
you can, you know, I don't think I want to get into your, like, I believe there's a person behind that curtain, you know, and
Right.
that's a green room issue,
Mhm.
but you revealed it on stage. You told us that I don't know if you said panic
Shy.
attack.
She said
you
she
said
was
you were
Yeah.
shy.
super
Didn't
shy.
you
That's
say
true.
shy
Yeah.
in the set?
Super shy.
And so, how does a super shy girl get on stage?
Well, it's like this. Like, it would be, you know, maybe in some ways a lot more comfortable for me not to do that. But, you know, if I just went along with, like, every time something could make me panic and, you know, avoided that, it would be pretty limited, you know.
Mhm.
And
how long you been struggling with the panic attacks?
at least 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? It's a rough world out there. It really is. And this business is a scary, rough business. You know, I mean, it's hard. It looks easy, and the people that are really good at it make it look like there's nothing to it. That's why you always hear people go, you know, oh, I could do that.
You want to do this so you wouldn't be somebody who said I could do that. You've done it.
Yeah.
Are you done with it?
No. I definitely want to keep going with this, you know, and I don't know. There might be like some sets that are going to be a little rough like that, but I'm going to, you know, try to do some more writing and have some more things to fall back on and make sure that, you know, that doesn't happen. But, you know.
Why would writing come into play?
Oh, well, like, I just want to have like more jokes to fall back on, you know.
Yeah. Writing. What do you write? When do you write? How do you write?
I have a notebook. If I think of something that's funny, I'll like jot it down. But what I'm trying to do now is make sure that I write a little bit every day, so that I like make a habit of it, kind of make it like a full-time job, because I want it to be eventually.
Did you ever hide
know?
your notebook?
Yeah.
How long?
Like about a year.
Where was the first notebook that you hid? Where'd you hide it?
It was like I actually had like a little safe. I hid it in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you
I
joked.
did.
Tell
That's
me,
nice.
describe the notebook for me. Where'd you get it? What was the purpose of that?
It was just like a school notebook, so it would just look like there were algebra notes or something in there. But it was like,
wow.
Yeah.
Who was the first
Why
person you
hide it?
told you wanted to be a comic?
Can I get that? Why hide it?
I don't know. I felt like nervous about it, you know, like kind of felt like people would say, well, who the hell do you think you are for wanting to do that, you know?
You're not the only one.
Right.
So why, is that it? That scared you enough?
Yeah, it did, but, you know, I don't want to keep
how'd you get past
hiding,
it?
you know? A little bit of stubbornness, quite frankly, you know? A little bit of stubbornness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's not going out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, the first person that you ever told you want to be a comic, what's who?
That was actually my mom. Yeah.
Okay, and what'd your mother say?
She said, you know, I could actually see that, but, you know, I think that would probably be kind of hard for you, but, you know, most things are, so not really any different.
Right, okay. So what's next? I mean, you've had a taste, you've done the Friday night showcase. I mean, what's your plans? Do you know what's next going forward? Do you have any plans? Do you?
Well, I'm going to keep hitting up the different open mics and keep writing and go from there. I want to...
do you have a next open mic lined up?
Well, I'm going to try to go to the open mic at Voodoo Comedy Club that they have on Mondays.
Okay.
How are you finding these?
On Facebook, they kind of advertise that they have that, and like the different comedy clubs will have like schedules and say we have the open mics here. But also some of the other comics have told me about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me that. I mean, let's walk through that. You've decided to say I want to try to tell some jokes. I've looked online. I've looked on Facebook. I've found myself an open mic. I've written myself out what I think is going to be some hilarious jokes. I got in the car, driven down to the open mic, and now I'm into the room, and I don't know anyone. I don't know anything about how this works.
Yeah.
It's my first moment, and you're really close to that. Tell me about that. What was that like?
Oh, pretty nerve-wracking, but also cool in a way because, I knew that was something I hadn't really done much of, and so, whether it went well or whether it didn't, I was going to learn something. So, I was looking forward to it.
Right. Okay. So you go in.
Yeah.
And there's what, a sign up?
There's a sign up for a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. And so talking about your first one. You go in. There's a sign up sheet, or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you go in and say, "Hi, I'm here to do some stand up," and they put you on a list. All right. Well, do you know what spot you were? Where you were in the lineup?
It was like in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were sitting there, you're watching the comics.
Yeah.
It's coming closer to you. Your stomach is like a knot, right? Tell me how you feel it.
It was like, well, I was watching some of the comics. I'm like, they're really good. I'm kind of, maybe in for it a little bit here.
At the Savoy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Chuck being sarcastic.
No, I mean, just trying to get the location.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is it night one or night two?
Yeah.
And
okay. So we're at the Savoy.
You watch a few comedians, and were you alone?
Yeah.
Just you.
Do you have a lot of friends or a couple of friends that you would have invited? Were you hiding it from your friends? That's what I want to know.
It was actually kind of like a last minute decision for me to go down there. I guess I kind of was, in a way, maybe hiding it from them, in case it didn't go well or something like that. But,
that's what I go after. There's a Marine, not Army guy, I howl at over. And you're a polite young lady, I'm not going to howl. But
not this time.
I'm not going to let you off the hook. You
right.
got so brave as to sit in the midst of all of us, and you have the skill sets, you can do it. Now that you're here, was it that scary to tell jokes at Ari's Tavern? Are people, in other words, it could be for you, maybe, but do you think other people, I bump into people on the road who are terrified of this, but they're 50 and they never did it.
Yeah.
So they own that regret that you're trying not to have. Is it worth it for them to not try it?
Or no, they should try it. I mean, it was uncomfortable being up there, but
was it insurmountable?
No, and I think I pulled through there a little bit, and people were actually really supportive.
You did pull through.
For sure. There's no, definitely own that too. You know,
Yeah.
own that too. That you did pull through.
And you know, I would say like, you know, a few minutes of panic is like not that bad compared to like years and years of like wanting to do something but you don't.
Right. I can hear it in your voice that there's pain there too. I mean, all comics.
We got it.
All comics. Dad.
The kids.
Yeah.
We missed 6:40 commercial break.
Did we miss the 6:40? Oh my God!
Thanks to you know, all of you for tuning in. You're watching EUGE show, and if you wanted to
Inside Look at
sponsor a
Chasing a
hot
Dream.
moment like
Yeah.
we just had,
Right.
a fun interview that we're continuing, and a great house band.
Oh my God! Yes. What's our house band's name?
Barbara and the Zingers. They're really.
We can't afford an in-house band, so we have an out-house band.
You're on the board. You're on the board. This is us. We're here. This is the EUGE show. And that's Eugene Kenny. I'm Chuck Roy. Christa Harris is our guest.
Is our guest.
We're getting up in her grill.
What an amazing young lady you are. What an amazing young lady you are to talk to. Thank you so much.
Slow down on amazing. We got total psycho. You heard the last part of her set.
I judge.
I want to get back to what.
Okay.
Like what I definitely want to get back to. What kind of joke are you gonna tell? Are you gonna have a career in this?
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, like I certainly hope so.
Oh, sorry, I kicked you.
Oh no.
What kind of jokes are you gonna tell?
Well, you know, I think a lot of that I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out, like, you know, my own voice and like where I'm coming from on some things. But
I think that
I have two questions about authenticity. Can I?
No, I think that it would be advantageous to you to, as soon as possible, to move past the self-deprecating.
yeah,
Bing!
I
Right
hear
there, right there.
Onto some observational to, you know, because I mean,
Yeah.
that's, like I said, we all used it as a defense. That's a shield. It's a joke, but it's a shield. And when you're on stage, you don't need that shield. You got a microphone. You own that room. You know what I mean? There are no attacks coming at you that you can't handle, because you own that stage. That's you. That's your mic. That's your moment. That's your time. So I think that the quicker you move past into some observational, here's what actually happened to me today, and here's some, you know, I saw this.
Did you get pulled over by a cop?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, what was the second bit? Pulled over by the second
Doctor.
topic was I went to the doctor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you really go to the doctor?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they told you you're overweight?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're just like two, like if I pulled out a cassette tape at the Goodwill of like that 80s comic.
Right. Yeah.
You'd be like, I got pulled over and I went to the doctor. I mean, did your plane leave late next? So I wanted to ask about that in an authentic capacity. Did you pick those topics because you thought they were appropriate for stand-up? Or, you know, were you
Well,
like,
it's
that's
kinda
stuff
like-
to write about? Or, sorry, go ahead.
It was kind of like, well, that's what just happened recently. But, you know, I definitely hear what you're saying. Like, that's something that a lot of people kind of talked a lot about a long time ago. So maybe, you know, a different angle would be good.
But nobody says they're shy
Yeah.
and sticks through it in their set. And that was the stuff I didn't take away girl who got pulled over.
Yeah.
I
That
took
would've been-
away girl
yeah.
who revealed real stuff to me.
Shy girl who has to struggle to be a comic, that's an interesting story. I'd sit down and listen to that. I mean, Chuck brought that
to a glass of water.
Yeah,
Too, yeah.
out of the whole, you know, out of your whole set. I mean, like, that's the thing that struck as real. You know, someone that reached inside and told me a little something about them, and then made me laugh. I mean, that's a big moment in comedy, and yeah.
If what was the goal for your set? Did you have bits? Did you have a set list? Or a structure? Did you have a script, or what was in your notebook to prepare you for Ari's Tavern when I saw you?
Well, what I tried to talk about was kind of what I was going to talk about, but the shy thing actually just kind of came out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Well,
that's great.
Talk about that for a second. Let's say if you were going to write, you know, a little bit of comedy on shy. How has shy affected your life?
I would say, you know, it's been kind of limiting in some ways, but like in other ways it's been good, you know, because like I think it's gotten me out of some situations too where like if I would have said what I was thinking, I would have gotten into some trouble.
Okay. So, okay. What is the if someone had to ask you what is the funniest thing about being shy? What would that be?
Probably just like you know, people sort of assuming that, you know, either that means that you're like plotting something or that there's really just not that much going on up here, you know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Where you could be the smartest person in the world and you're just, you know, don't choose to speak at that moment. Or, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get you to be the shy comic.
Yeah, no.
Who talks about being shy.
I'm just trying to write jokes.
The takeaway I said to him was I wanted to gamble $1 as to whether or not you really got pulled over.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, that is technically correct stand-up she's doing there. And I don't believe it for a second, and I give a shit about the cop and with the doctor, whatever.
Right.
You know, but when you told us the rest, I was invested, and now I wonder what your joke writing process is. Like, was that organized anyway beforehand? Were you
I was trying to memorize it, you know, but like I would say that
being what I'm trying to get at, was there a list, or did you actually write down word for word what you planned to say at Ari's? People who are new would want to, and have no idea how to start this, would want to know.
Well, first I had like just a notebook of like ideas, but then I would like type it out in a way that made a little bit more sense, and then I looked at that and tried to, you know, rehearse out how I was going to say that.
Okay.
So a basic structure and then break it down into an individual joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes people would put together a list of the titles. I'm in 90s comics, so we had bits and chunks.
Yes.
So you gave your bit a title, and then it went in your chunk.
And in the chunks.
Your grocery store chunk had a bunch of bits in it. And so I'm also the kind of director or producer who doesn't ever tell anybody what to do.
Yeah.
It's your comedy. I need you to deliver it on my show in a time when, you know, if you go third, then see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's why I asked the question so open-ended.
We're big believers in when I point at you, be funny. That's your job. It's not, you know, that you do what you do when I point at you, and when we point cameras at you, you do what you do.
So it was just to describe it. Was there a list, or it was typed out paragraphs, or?
Yeah, it was kind of typed out paragraphs.
Did you even type in things like "ladies and gentlemen" and "hey, how are you"?
Yeah, I actually did.
Everybody starts there. I do too. My sets are genuinely, if you look at my notebook and you put a videotape, oh God, did I just say videotape?
Yeah.
If you put a tape of my
80s comic, we talked about that previously.
If you put a tape of my show up next to my notes, there's rarely 2 words off. I mean, my notes are from intro.
There's a lot of dust on
and it's
them.
A lot. Yeah, they're old. Sometimes I hate Chuck. I swear to God.
Here. I've been here.
I hate him, but I'm that kind of comic. I'm not the kind of comic. I do on stage. I have like a list of, you know, just the names of the jokes. Yeah, but if you look into my notebook is wall to wall. At the beginning, here's the end of it. I mean, it's word for word.
We come from the day where you put together a routine.
Yeah.
You watched, you know, in my day, you watched somebody on Comedy Central. That was brand new. You had ESPN, A&E, Comedy Central, MTV. That was cable. Yeah. And you devoured them, and then you tried to emulate them, and then you wrote your own act. there was none of this.
Yeah.
It wasn't live and new every week. And nowadays, you really have to have a new routine. You're putting it up on YouTube all the time.
Right.
In our day, he says tape. You would make. I had this 20-minute set that was cooking, and I got a tape of it one night in Maine, and that tape got me into the Montreal Comedy Festival. Third Rock from the Sun, practically a movie. I remember the director going, so I watched your tape, and I love your comedy. You know, and that you had this routine, you perfected it. And I wonder now, what are you going to do for your next set?
Have you started working at it yet?
To fix up the how y'all doings in there? And I wanted to get right to that part. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm working on like where to go from there, and you know, a lot of that I'm still trying to figure out. But I don't know. I might talk a little bit more about, you know, being shy, but it might be other things too. Like
yeah, you might try to get the cop story to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's an authentic story. So no harm, no foul.
What's the premise of the cop story again?
Yeah, what really happened? What were you trying to get across?
I got pulled over basically just because like I had Colorado plates and they thought I had like weed in the car or something, you know. But
Gotcha.
I got that. That you weren't able to eloquently state that because of either panic or, you know, maybe it was a noise in the room or whatever. But
So you got pulled over because they thought you had weed in the car.
Yeah.
And then the joke went where from there? Or that was the joke?
oh, just well, that I didn't basically, but that, you know, they looked and they saw the stuff that I did have, and they were like, oh, well, this is actually just like thyroid medication. Well, that's disappointing, you know.
Okay, I get you.
nice,
Okay.
nice.
So they found some drugs, but it was, okay, I got you.
Did they really search your car and everything and found the thyroid medicine?
Yeah.
Or is that okay.
No, I'm not doubting you.
No.
We put on a play.
Yeah, you don't have to be absolutely true.
What do you want as a result of your joke? Do you want those cops to see it, or like, is there something you're trying to get at them with the joke, or what's the target?
Oh yeah, maybe
result?
a little bit, you know, because I thought that was pretty unreasonable and everything, but you know.
Unreasonable?
Well, on their part, you know.
Are you being polite with unreasonable? Did it make you madder or something?
Yeah, it was beyond unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to express yourself about it.
Yeah.
I get that part.
Right.
So if you could, what would you? I mean, what you want to call the cops out
Yeah.
because you don't have any weed in your car.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
That could go in a whole lot of directions. That could be, they could, like you said, they could find something in your car, or you could even start pulling stuff out of your car. Yeah, search my car.
Yeah.
Hey, you want some of that? You want some of, and you want some of that?
Yeah,
You can go in a whole bunch of
lemonade.
directions.
Maybe it's urine.
Yeah.
Check my urine.
I'm the one person in Colorado got no weed,
You're bona fide not a weed smoker, and I've heard other people, they get tagged because they have Colorado plates.
Right.
As soon as they go outside the border.
That's an interesting subject too, in comedy-wise. I mean, like getting pulled over by the policeman because you're from Colorado. All the assumptions people make about you just because you're from Colorado now, only because marijuana is legal in Colorado. Like they don't smoke pot anywhere else in the country.
Right.
It's legal in Colorado now. We're all potheads. It's like those kind. There's all kinds of ways to go.
So
with that
what
joke.
would be the goal now? You only have a few minutes left with you tonight. So are you gonna get a set somewhere else?
Yeah, I want to get a set together and try that at different places like Voodoo Comedy Playhouse, and call in and do a set at Comedy Works maybe.
Can I put you on the spot to do another set at Ari's Tavern?
Yeah.
I have another Friday night showcase coming up. Not this Friday, but the next Friday after that, and I'd love for you to do another set. I mean, if you want to get together and we could do some writing and whatnot, and I'd really love to see you on stage and comfortable and let you come out for a minute. I think that'd be a very, very nice thing to see. So.
Yeah,
Cool.
if you go play Ari's again,
Yeah.
what do you think you'll talk about Do you think you prepare any new jokes for them, and try to present the other ones before?
Well, some of the ones I might try again, but I think new material would be good too. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going with that, but I definitely want to have some new and different jokes to do. Cause
what would how often do you write?
I try to do that every day, but that's like fairly recently. Before that, I'd just say, well, I'll get to it.
No, but I try to write every day.
6 days. I mean, fairly recently, 6 days or 6 months.
Like about 2 months. So.
And what's a good session yield when you're done writing? How many? Is there 1 page, half a page, a lot of pages?
It kind of varies. Sometimes it's like there's 3 or 4 pages. Sometimes it's only like half a page because I'm like, well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Do you have an allotted time? Do you tell yourself, I'm going to sit down here and try to, if nothing happens in this next hour, I'm going to be here in front of this blank piece of paper? I mean, do you have that kind of discipline, or every day at 2 I'm going to write, or what is that? Or inspiration hits me?
Well, I try to make it so that I write a little bit every day, but if like inspiration hits me, I'll go ahead and write then too. But it's right now it's more of a time thing. Like I want to spend this much time doing that, but maybe another way to do that would be, I'm just gonna keep writing until I come up with a certain amount of things.
A good goal would be to look at writing different sets.
Yeah.
Here's a 10 minutes to play at a bar. Here's 2 minutes. If you're gonna do comedy works, it's just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to maybe be thinking about the comedy works set of all of them. How are you going to take your experiences at other clubs and put together 2 minutes that introduces yourself to comedy works? What do you think you'll do there?
I'm not really sure yet, but I'll probably try to pare it down to like what I think works the best, but I'm not sure what that's going to be yet.
I would suggest that when you do the comedy works and you're only doing 2-minute sets, that it's tempting to, hey, these 2 minutes work, I'm gonna do them again. When you're only doing 2 minutes and you're showcasing, if you do 2 minutes that work, if you can put that aside and do another 2 minutes on your next set, completely different.
Yeah.
Those things show up to people. People go, oh wow, that's a whole another 2-minute set, and it's funny too. And then toss that aside, do another 2 minutes. You can still work that material other places, but when you're doing a 2-minute showcase, I mean, it's more important to impress people than it is to just be funny every single time.
Yeah.
It's really important for people to see you writing.
Yeah, I think it isn't just get on stage.
Yeah.
Start working on filling your calendar up, and then it sounds like you'll have stuff to say.
Your voice will
only
happen.
going to be doing open mics.
Yeah.
So no one can fire you from Ari's Tavern for blanking out. That's the fun of an open mic.
Right.
So, you give yourself permission to keep going.
Yeah.
And, get those opportunities on the calendar, because you took a leap.
Yeah.
Right? And it was fun to watch you do it.
It really was. I tell everyone here that, we have a lot of comics here in Denver. We own all this setup. This is completely done by us, for us. We don't have, we're not beholden to anyone. We can speak to anyone we want to, and we really, really, really wanted to talk to you. And I think you're going to be huge. I really do. And I was so impressed by you. I can't even tell you. I know I sound like I'm gushing, but I don't want to sound like I'm gushing at you. I want to sound like that I want you to understand that what you did was so impressive Friday night.
Good for you for not quitting.
Thanks,
just
man.
good for you for getting up there, and good for you for not quitting.
So many opportunities to quit. You didn't take any of them. You
From
didn't
your
take
performance.
So thank you so much for being with us. I
Thank you.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That camera there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching EUGE, an inside look at Chasing a Dream. Oh, and thank you for the band. Our Outhouse band is amazing. We're going to bring them back. I love them. And thank you to Chuck Roy. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And once again, thanks a lot. You've been watching EUGE. Have a great night.
Oh, the band.
the band. I love the band.
They're wonderful.
I think the band is